Hi everybody, it's Tamara. I just want to do a super quick video about getting a reading with me, okay? A lot of people have never had readings before and they come to see me and they have no idea what to expect. And it can actually be scary for people. It's like, oh no, what if she's going to tell me something horrible is going to happen? So I'll start there. Is for the most part, you don't get told horrible stuff's going to happen. Okay. We do have the ability in our lives to do some creation. Okay. I'm not big on just premonitions. If there seems to be like there might be a little bit of a challenge or a block, I'm going to get information that's going to help you through a period of time. Okay. I don't get information that says something horrible is going to happen. And it's not something that you're going to need to stew on and therefore create. Okay. So let's just get that out of the way. It doesn't have to be scary. I'm a pretty positive person. Our peeps are uber positive. Your higher self is positive. And if you're coming for a reading, it's generally for some guidance, not being told what you must do or that bad shit's going to happen and you can't do anything about it. Okay, that's not it's not the intent of a reading. So what to expect? I'm big on, I don't know, jeans, yoga pants, t-shirts, stuff like that. I'm not going to be getting all gussied up for you. You show up, I'll be in a hoodie or something. Okay. So none of the flowing dresses and incense going. That's just not my thing. It's kind of like hitting lunch with a friend or something if you come and see me. Okay. Most of the time, okay, and I'm going to say over 95% of the time, okay, if somebody is coming for a reading, I get information before they get here. Or if it's on the phone, right? I'll just sit down with a piece of paper and see what pops in before I phone the person, okay? And so, like say over 90, I don't know, it's probably most of the time. By the time you and I are talking, I have information for you already, okay? I like to do it that way. Then two, if what I say right off makes sense, then you know that we're connecting and I know that we're connecting, okay? And so there doesn't need to be any fear of me looking and reading your face or whatever. That's not what I do. I'm not a face reader. That's why phone readings are very successful because I can't see you. Anyway, what else? Okay, so if what I say makes no sense to you, or if I'm not getting anything right away, almost never happens. Like this is so rare, it almost never happens. But I'll tell you what, if I don't connect with you, I'm going to know in the first 5 minutes. Okay. Um, you know, Sometimes if you're extremely nervous, extremely closed off, it might take a little bit more than that. But seriously, first 30 seconds, 5 minutes, you're going to know I'm the real deal. And that's it. I will say, if for some reason I don't connect with you, for you, get accurate information in the first 5-10 minutes, you can walk, like pay nothing. Okay. Like I say, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time it happened, but I know long time ago, right? Or if it ever were to happen and I'm not connecting for you practically before you even show up or once you've booked, I don't want to try and do a reading for you. That's not my job, is to try and do a reading. Okay. My job is to help you. And like I say, I'm going to know right away if I can't help you or if we don't appear to be connecting. So when it comes to that, it's like if you if you've paid the day before or a week before and you show up and I can't read for you, you're getting your money back. Okay. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay. If you tell me to keep going for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, you're paying for it. Okay. We are going to know in the first few minutes if it's refund time. Okay. So there's never going to be a worry there. Like I say, unless you keep asking me things for a longer period of time, then you're paying for my time. Okay. Now, what else can I tell you? Okay, this seems to be a thing with mostly men in their 30s and maybe early 40s that come in and they go, prove it, right? And there's nothing. I swear they come in and they're like, I'm giving her nothing. I'm not going to smile. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. Nothing. That's hard for me. It's supposed to be an interaction of energy. You can't shut me down if you want to, okay? Like, that's totally a thing. If you do this, you can shut me down, and it makes it harder, right? Ditto for when I was mentioning not connecting right away, right? If it's basically, this is what I do, and it's flowy. Well, I won't say it's easy, but it's very flowy, okay? Now, if it's not flowy, that's hard. That's like pulling teeth for me. And I will get out of a reading with a client like that, and I will need a nap. I'll be so tired because it's like pulling teeth, right? And that's why I say, so if we're meeting for a reading, whether it's in person on the phone, you don't like me in the first 5-10 minutes, that's it. We're done. Okay. I no longer will work with clients where I need to sleep for 6 hours after because it was so hard to get the information. Okay. So keep that in mind, right? Like, this is going to be a two-way street if you have a reading with me. Now, often when I meet with people, I don't need details. Okay. Like, if somebody's asking me a question and they get into too much detail, then as they're speaking, I will interrupt them with the information I am getting. Okay. We don't need so many details that my brain's getting all involved, because we want information coming through me, not just from me and my head. Right. So, you don't always have to provide me with lots of information, right? I always let the client kind of dictate how detailed they want their question to be, and it doesn't always need to be detailed at all, right? Like, sometimes I'll just say to somebody, just send me off in a direction, right? And the direction can be, what about my finances? What do you see around relation? Like, and it can be quite vague, and I'll pick things up, right? So your questions don't always have to be specific. There's plenty of times where somebody comes for a reading and I just start talking and I talk for half an hour and it's like, okay, we're done, right? And they have no questions. And it's just been me kind of channeling information for them the whole time. So it can vary wildly, okay? It can be whatever you want. I have people come in and they've got a list of questions they want answered specifically. And we go through them and I answer them. That being said, if they have a question and we're not meant to know the answer, I'll get crickets, like nothing. Okay. So, keep that in mind too. But that's the thing, is if I get nothing on a subject, I will say, I get nothing. I won't make shit up. Okay. It'll be like, I don't know why, but nothing is coming through on that subject, that person, that whatever. Okay. Like I say, it doesn't happen. It's not like it happens all the time, but if I get nothing, I'll tell you, I got nothing. Okay. Mostly the readings I do are to help people just gain perspective on like what's now and stuff like that. Right. I am not a fortune teller by any means. Okay. Doesn't mean I never see stuff coming up in the future. Doesn't mean I don't get, say, time frames around things or whatever, but I do not advertise myself as a fortune teller. I prefer spiritual counselor, but it is definitely psychic readings. Okay. And I guess the last thing that I'll mention is around mediumship. Okay. Most people have some dead people. If you want me to take a look, I can always look and see who's around you. But I've noticed if somebody comes in, it's too soon for them. Okay, I'm not talking too soon for their dead person. But if like say, this doesn't happen a whole lot either, but if there's too much grief or too much neediness, um, too much just emotion from who we'll call the sitter, right? Then sometimes their dead person can't come through, right? And I think my most glaring example of this was when a woman came in who had lost her son and her sister, so the boy's aunt, and I was sitting with them. And every time I went to engage with the mother, the grief was so strong. The info from the son couldn't quite make it through. But when the aunt was interacting with me, she was grief stricken too, but she wasn't overly grief stricken. And um, he came through loud and clear for the aunt and crickets for the mom. Okay. So I'm not saying this to like blame, you know, you if you go for a reading or whatever. That's not really the case. It's just, um, of course, if you're coming for losing somebody, there's going to be some grief there, right? It's just the excessive grief or excessive wanting, trying, wishing. It's a subtlety in the energies, okay? So, yeah, I can't guarantee that your person will come through, but if you do want mediumship, somebody's coming through. People come for not mediumship, and people come through with it, saying hello. And just so you know, too, dead people they're not real big on telling us how to live our lives, right? Sometimes there might be little snippets of advice in there, but they don't come in and give you shit for marrying that guy over there or whatever. um, they're more accepting once they're dead for the most part. Anyway, I just wanted to do this so you have an idea of what it's like. And this mood you've got me in and I'm talking, that's what a reading is like, okay? I giggle, I just babble on, but it's all about you when you're here with me. Anyway, so if you want a book, you can on my website. And yeah, till next time, much love.